Hello Sweet Fam, and welcome to our second annual benefit for the animals. My name is Sarah and this is Stephen, and together we started the Sweet Sanctuary Animal Rescue. Thank you for joining us tonight from your home, wherever that may be. We are located in Carleton Place, Ontario, Canada. It is our hope that tonight we can come together for the animals just as we did this time last year, and that you will help us raise $10,000 this evening. Last year, we hosted a beautiful benefit at the Orange Art Gallery filled with music and food, speakers, and a room full of compassionate people, and unfortunately we had to cancel that event this year. While things may look a little different, it is still important that we come together for the animals, give you all an update on the sanctuary, and focus our attention on fundraising. While this work is entirely a labor of love and we volunteer all of our time, providing for so many animals is still very expensive.
Please sit back and enjoy the virtual benefit and contribute if you can. Tonight we are asking for $10 ticket donations. Your $10 will be entered in a chance to win a raffle prize, and all of our monthly donors are automatically entered as well. If you've been thinking of supporting the sanctuary, there is no better time. We would also love for you to join us today as a monthly donor and support our mission. We understand this is a difficult time for everyone. We've lost sponsors and donors due to the financial constraints and job loss that has affected so many of us. If you're unable to support us financially, we truly appreciate you sharing our mission and this video with others. On the flip side, during this challenging time, we have seen so much generosity and kindness too. We are grateful to those of you that have wrote to us, those of you that have increased your monthly donations, and those of you that became sponsors. All we can say is thank you and tell you how proud of this community we are.
Hey animal lovers, it's Zach from M&L Electric and Ben from M&L. I'm the L, he's the M, so I'm not sure why he's first, but we're here to do any of your electrical needs, from custom home builds to barns like this one behind us, small commercial projects, hot tubs, pools, pretty much anything, you name it. Combined, we've got 27 years experience in the trade, and anything you guys need, just give us a shout, we'd be happy to help out.
At our benefit last year, we told you all about Mama Bear's story. If you missed it, the short version is that we rescued a pregnant pig without knowing that she was pregnant. And she had 12 babies. She has taken over our entire barn, now known as the pig barn. Because of her growing family, we found ourselves in a position where we needed to expand in order to safely accommodate more animals in need. So last year, we announced our plans to build a huge barn extension. And this year, we're going to show you all of our hard work building this beautiful space. Welcome to our new barn. In the front here, we have a nice open area that we'll be able to use for taking care of animals like trimming hooves and checking animals for cuts and bruises or anything like that. A quarantine stall here where we'll be able to bring in animals when they need some space by themselves so they can be in a nice, comfortable area. And then moving into the back, we have 6 new stalls that will be able to house more animals as we rescue them. So we're very excited to be able to provide this space and just give more animals an opportunity to live their best life. As you can see, it's still a work in progress, but it's going to be a beautiful home for the residents and our community to come together too.
It is our mission to provide lifelong sanctuary, to share their stories with the public, to promote kindness for all animals, and to encourage and hopefully inspire our community and the public to live more compassionately. That's where it all started, and that's the baseline for what we do. We truly believe that kindness changes everything. We work based on each animal's individual needs, and we strive to provide the very best. When we cannot accommodate an animal here, we network across the province to try to find them safe placement. The residents will live their natural lives at the sanctuary, and we ask for sponsors and monthly supporters to help cover the costs of their care. And that's where you all come in and what makes this place so special.
Hi, I'm Dave Hogg, and today I'm wearing 3 hats. First one is as an advisor on the Sweet Sanctuary Board, which I am honored to be part of. Second one is as a weekly volunteer here at the sanctuary. Lastly, and most important, is my role as Sarah's dad and Stephen's dad-in-law. These first 2 years for Sarah and Stephen have been very busy and have gone by so quickly, along with the wonderful feeling of knowing they are providing loving and forever homes for animals in need. There have, of course, also been challenges and times of worry. When Mama Bear arrived 2 years ago, little did they know that she was pregnant. Their little barn, which had been home to the horses, needed to be converted into a safe space for Mama Bear to deliver and raise her babies. Late one October evening, I remember it well, Sarah and Stephen helped her deliver the Lucky 12 as you have come to know them. Lucky is an understatement. They are the picture of health today, nurtured lovingly by Sarah and Stephen since the day they were born. Happiness is watching those 12 piglets grow up with their mama and their older brother Cruz, and seeing them together as one big happy family every single day. The Lucky 12, along with all the other residents, provide many smiles and so much joy at the farm. Sweet Sanctuary is truly a place of happiness. When I was thinking about what to say for the gala, I thought of my favorite Life is Good hat, which I'm now wearing. It says, do what you like and like what you do. If the animals wore hats, I think they'd wear a Life is Good hat. It's definitely the right hat for Sarah and Stephen to wear too, as they truly love what they are doing. I am in awe and am incredibly proud of what Sarah and Stephen have accomplished in such a short time. They work long, hard hours each and every day to care for these animals. When you have goats and chickens and horses and pigs and dogs and cats, you can see them around the background here, there's never a dull moment. If you follow their social media pages, you know that lots of these moments are celebrated and communicated on the Sweet Sanctuary Instagram and on the Facebook page. Construction has been ongoing since the sanctuary was established, and there seems to be an endless need for new structures, fencing, repairs, and so on. The horses have a beautiful new outdoor run-in shed, the goats have a new little house of their own, and the pigs have taken over the original barn. The good news is that the new barn will provide shelter for the horses and will also support future growth for the sanctuary to take in more animals in need. The goal is to have it all ready before winter arrives. Being part of the Sweet Sanctuary Animal Rescue has changed my life. I have learned more about animals in the last 2 years than in all my years in school. It has not only changed what I know about animals, but it has made me appreciate all animals and has motivated me to share Sarah and Stephen's goal of giving them the best life possible. It has also changed what I eat, and I feel healthier for it. Sarah and Stephen have created a wonderful, caring, safe sanctuary for the animals. They are supported by a wonderful community of like-minded people. I cherish my roles at the farm and look forward to every visit. As I mentioned, the work is non-stop. The need for financial support is ongoing for the daily feeding, care, and shelter for the animals and for future growth. Your support is uplifting and energizing. Your support is greatly appreciated by all, animals and humans. Your support is essential to the success of the Sweet Sanctuary. Thank you for your generosity.
There is so much that goes into running a sanctuary behind the scenes and beyond the daily chores, and it's my pleasure to introduce you to one of our 7 board members that help govern our important work, Steve Barry, to give an update on behalf of our board of directors.
Hi, I'm Stephen Barry. I'm one of the board members for Sweet Sanctuary. It's a 7-member board. Sarah and Steve asked us to join when they were looking at getting their charitable status. I'm happy to say that the sanctuary has achieved its charitable status in February of this year. We're very pleased about that. And now it's expansion. The sanctuary is growing, and the board is looking at helping them find ways to finance and fund, as well as to expand the workings of the sanctuary to take in more animals and do more good things.
Thank you, Steve, for sharing on behalf of our board. We are grateful to have such a solid team.
In light of this COVID year and our need to close to public, it would be our pleasure to take you on a virtual tour to meet some of the amazing animals that call Sweet Sanctuary home.
Come on in for a tour.
This is our chicken house. This is Caramel, our newest resident at the chicken house. Caramel came to us from somebody's backyard that unfortunately was not allowed to have roosters, so they were allowed to have backyard hens, but they could not keep any roosters. So we learned that Caramel was initially purchased for Easter. I guess there were 5 or 6 chicks that were purchased for an Easter gift. The people that took in these chicks cared for them all, and they've kept the girls, but they needed to find a safe place for Caramel. So he got caught by bylaw one day and needed to move immediately. So we were happy that we could welcome him here. We have 5 chickens at the Sweet Sanctuary. Our newest resident is Caramel, our rooster. Behind him is Judy, Samantha, Ellen, and Stefanso. They're all having dust baths right now. And you can see some of them have their beaks open and they're actually panting. So it's been such extreme weather that it's been so hot for so many days that we actually installed a little air conditioner for the chickens. So now their house has AC. They can go in and cool down when they need to, and they know that. And it's nice for them at nighttime. We don't worry when we close them up. The chickens do have every predator in the world against them. So it was really important when we built our chicken house that we would make it really, really safe. So it has wire dug underground it, and we close them all in at night, and there's no way that anything could ever get them in the middle of the night. Most of the hens are just older laying hens that still occasionally will lay eggs, and we actually feed the eggs back to the chickens here because it replenishes all of those nutrients that they are depleted of from laying so many eggs their whole life. And our white bird, Ellen, there's actually a Meet the Ellen video that you can watch on our channel. It says more about her story, but she is a meat chicken, so she's the type of chicken you would see in the grocery store. She's doing amazing. She's over a year old now, and we were afraid that she might not even live for a full year because she's really designed to be alive for about 6 to 8 weeks before being slaughtered. So she's doing really, really well. She loves Caramel and all of the other girls here. This is Pippa, one of our 2 potbelly pigs that live here. Pippa was surrendered to us from a family. Like most potbelly pigs, she ended up needing to be rehomed. She is the sweetest pig in the world, and she definitely was very loved by her previous people. Pippa and Charlize, they came here at the same time. They came from 2 different homes and both had not lived with other pigs before. After quarantine, we put Charlize and Pippa together at the condos and we slowly introduced them. And Steve and I, we were so happy that first morning when we finally saw the girls come out of one condo together, and they had been cuddling for the first time, and they've been friends ever since.
She really likes to just lie down, eat, lie down, and sleep. She'll probably roll over if you scratch her a little bit on the side. There you go. There you go. This is pretty much her favorite thing to do, is to just lie around and get belly rubs. This is Charlize. She was living with a family who couldn't take care of her anymore because they were moving or just didn't have the ability to. So she came here. She was our 3rd rescue pig. She's really friendly. Like after a long day, I'll go and sit by the barn, and she'll just kind of walk over and just put her head between my arm and my chest, and she'll just kind of sit down and just want to hang out with you.
This is Big Mama. She is a new resident here at the Sweet Sanctuary. She was surrendered to us by a local farmer. Unfortunately had lost her goat friend that she lived with. So she was living alone, and she came to join our herd here. She's still in quarantine, so she's not integrated yet with the herd, but she's doing quite well, and she's had a lot of health issues to overcome. So unfortunately she's had hoof rot for quite a long time that went untreated. So she has quite a bad infection going up her legs. So she's been on antibiotics antibiotic injections twice per day to hopefully take care of that infection. And she also has some arthritis, so like Roxy, she is on some medication for pain management for that. And hopefully we will see her running around and feeling great in another few weeks. This is Roxy. She's one of 5 goats that live at the Sweet Sanctuary. And Roxy is about at least 15 years old, which is very old for a big goat like her. She's doing really well. She recently had a little bit of health trouble and she's now on medication for her arthritis every day. And oftentimes she comes out and hangs out just on her own or with Sparky or Luigi just to get away from Goat Mountain and how intense Austin and Peanut can be at times. So we don't really know a lot about her history. She came to us from another rescue that could no longer keep her. So they had rescued her from somewhere. And that's kind of what happens with a lot of the animals, that we don't really know their background and we just try to give them the very best, whatever they've been through when they get here. This is Sparky, our little pygmy goat. We think Sparky's around 12 years old. He's best friends with Roxy. And now he's good friends with Luigi too, another little goat that you'll meet later. Roxy and Sparky came from the same rescue, so they were really bonded and we were happy we could take them both in here. Welcome to the pig barn. So this is Mama Bear's barn that she took over. These are most of the Lucky 12, and Cruz is around here. We call this pig paradise. They have a huge area out the back here. They look totally different this time of year because for the first time the babies have started blowing their coats. So some of them are totally bald and they look like little hippos, which is really cute. We close up the barn at nighttime. All the babies and Mama Bear, they all sleep together in here as a family, and our 2 potbelly pigs, Charlize and Pippa, they run up to the barn too and they sleep in a stall here. We rescued Mama Bear from a hobby farm. She came here with her baby Cruz. She had just had 8 babies when we found out about her. Unfortunately, when she was surrendered, she only had 1 baby left. She arrived here pregnant and she had 12 babies with us. Finally, last summer, we were able to take Mama Bear in to see a large animal surgeon and we had her spayed. Which really improved her quality of life. So previous to that, when she was no longer pregnant, she was coming into heat every 3 weeks. And it would last about 3 days and she would get very aggressive and agitated and she became a flight risk trying to break fences and run people over and she would bite us. And anyway, she was clearly unhappy about every 3 weeks. So we were so glad last year that we could do the surgery with her. And now she's just the picture of health and every day is a great day for Mama Bear. We have 4 horses at the Sweet Sanctuary. We tell everybody that the horses start at the sanctuary. So the 2 back here, Chomp and Gabe, they lived with us before we were a sanctuary, and they're the reason that we bought this farm in the first place. Since then, we rescued 7 miniature horses. We kept one of them, Minnie Wheat, and the others we found really good homes for them. This is Minnie Wheat, our very first rescue horse. She is totally in love with Gabe. She's over here now because she does not mind fighting the bugs if it means she can eat extra grass. We don't know exactly what happened to her and all of her friends that she came here with. We think that someone in her family died and that she was kind of just running wild with a herd of animals. We intervened to make sure that they would stay safe. Most recently, we rescued Finian. He was a buggy horse, so he was responsible to take people from their house anywhere they needed to go. He came up from Pennsylvania. Finn is just doing amazing now. He's gained about 300 pounds since we took him in. He was just skin and bones when we found him. He is fully rehabilitated, but he still has some lingering health issues from his past. He wheezes a little bit and has sore feet. He was unfortunately pin-fired in his front legs, which is something that people used to do to race horses that would get injured or to work horses when they could no longer carry their weight down the road without getting sore legs. So pin firing actually is a hot rod that goes through and reaches the bone, and it creates scar tissue all down either side of the leg, and it's supposed to make them sort of eventually feel numb so that they can work longer without experiencing pain. So the horses are back here for dinner time, so the kind of routine we try to follow is out in the meadow for the day. The bugs are really, really bad here right now. So unfortunately they don't have long that they like to stay out in the meadow. So the horses, they stay out overnight in their shelters. We've got two big shelters, and then during the day they're either here or in the meadow doing whatever they like. These are our other 3 goats that live at the sanctuary. The white goat is Austin Powers. Austin Powers came to us when he was actually 1 day old. He came out of a huge dairy operation where they just do not keep the boys. Thanks to a kind worker there that took home some of the boys that day, he got to come to us. At the time, we took in another boy goat who was very, very sick, and unfortunately he did not survive. Despite all of our efforts with our vets, we could not give him what he needed. But Austin was very little and determined, and you will hear him calling a little bit more than the other goats because he is so attached to me, like I am his real mother, even though I could never replace her. Luigi is our most recent goat addition. Luigi joined our family last fall, last winter, and he came from a local place. We actually went to pick him up, and he was living just boarded into a shed, had no access to going outside. We don't know what his situation was more than that, but we know that he has been dehorned. He was not neutered, so we've done all of his vetting, and we actually partnered on rescuing him with Mel's All Animal Rescue out of Smiths Falls. So she's actually the reason that he was able to come here to live with us. Peanut behind me. Peanut came almost 2 years ago. Goats are not meant to live alone. Goats are herd animals. So we put it out there that we really needed to rescue another goat. A farmer that is breeding goats for dairy told us about Peanut, who was born as a third baby, so a mother that had 3 babies. And he was really, really tiny, and they ended up making stilts for his legs and brought him in the house and helped him to eat, and he never was reintegrated back into his herd. So just like we needed someone special, he kind of needed a special place to go too. They've been best buds ever since. They lead the herd, but they also love their new little friends, Roxy, Sparky, and Luigi. So the goats are like us. They are vegan. They eat mainly grass and leaves, and they forage. They're considered browsers, so they like to wander through Goat Mountain and get up to the top where it's a nice little valley and eat grass and brush that's up there. We supplement with hay, and if you go into the goat barn, you'll see their stalls. We feed loose minerals, and they have a salt lick, and the goats go into this barn every night, and we close it up so that they're safe from predators that we may have. This is Arnie, our biggest pig at the Sweet Sanctuary. Arnie arrived about 6 weeks ago now. He still is battling some health issues. Arnie has had a lot of bad luck in his life, and we're really happy that he's here with us now. We've been able to give him the medical care that he needs. And slowly but surely, he's making a lot of improvement, starting to do more pig things. He came here very, very obese, and he's lost some weight, which has helped him gain mobility. He's a lot more active now than he was. He wasn't even able to stand up at the very beginning. So he's made huge improvements. He still has a long way to go, but we're really hopeful that he'll be able to make a full recovery and that we'll be able to rescue more big pigs like Arnie so he can have friends one day, hopefully for a long time to come here.
Now, one of the best parts of our benefit is missing, and that is the food. We've teamed up with local artisan makers to bring you amazing gourmet vegan food boxes. We only have a limited quantity, so be sure to get one after the benefit. We will take the boxes across Ottawa and the Valley and bring them to your door.
Our online auction is opening up in the next few minutes, and we would love for you to check it out and bid on the items that have so generously been donated.
There's a total of 5 ways that you can help us make our second annual benefit a huge success. and meet our fundraising goal. First, you could buy a ticket and enter the raffle. You could also buy a gourmet food box by going to our website. You can become a monthly donor or supporter at any amount. You can bid on the online auction. And finally, you can share this video with all of your friends.
We are so grateful to all our beautiful and compassionate sponsors who made this evening possible. We'd like to extend a big thank you to Lexi from Sea Glass Films and Photography for donating her time and talent putting together our virtual benefit, and to our incredible board supporting us this year. Thank you, Amy, Brad, Steve, Dave, and Gabby. And finally, a big thank you to all of you for joining us tonight for the animals, for sharing our mission with your friends, for your donations, and for sharing your love for all animals. We could not do this work without you, and we truly thank you.